With the rise in human technological advancement, the ways the world might end has also increased. From artificial intelligence to nuclear weapons, humans certainly know how to find ways to obliterate themselves. However, Armageddon might also be totally out of our control. In recent years, scientists have sounded the alarm that the end is nigh and humanity will be extinct within 100 years. So how might that happen? Well, I'm Mike with List 25, and here are 25 ways the world might end in the next 100 years. #25. Contacting extraterrestrial life. SETI, the search for extraterrestrial life, has been actively sending signals into space to make contact with aliens. However, scientists like Stephen Hawking believe it's a dangerous game that could get us all killed. Much like when Columbus came to South America and wiped out an indigenous population, aliens coming to Earth could do the same to us. 24. Zombie apocalypse. The idea of the undead coming back to life and killing the rest of us off is obviously far-fetched. However, there are scientific possibilities for a zombie-type apocalypse, including brain parasites, like mad cow disease, nanobots, and neurotoxins. Any of these things could trigger humans to go crazy and start killing in a mass rampage. It's possible, just not probable. 23. Earth pole shift. Occasionally, the Earth's poles shift. Some scientists believe this could leave us vulnerable to deadly particles coming down on the Earth. It's believed the same thing happened to Mars. Its atmosphere was taken by solar winds due to a weak magnetic field. Scientists believe the same could happen on Earth. 22. Space colony uprising. Space colonies are a likely future for humanity. Already, NASA is working on a mission to Mars, and making a colony on the moon is part of that plan. Living in colonies could solve overpopulation problems on Earth and reduce waste. However, that could lead to a problem for Earth. What if a space colony rose up and attacked Earth with nuclear weapons? Since they don't have to fear being obliterated, it would be a much more tempting proposition. 21. Artificial intelligence. Computers and AI are already taking thousands of human jobs, and before long, there won't be many jobs left for humans to do. Once computers become sentient and conscious, both Elon Musk and Stephen Hawking warn it could mean the end of humanity, much like automobiles were the end of the horse. The theory is humans will merge with existing AI, or AI will wipe us out in a wide-scale war. 20. Habitat destruction. Humanity's consumption levels are consistently destroying wild habitats. This includes the ocean, forests, deserts, and jungles. By destroying habitats, we're rapidly causing the extinction of many species. This could lead to a whole host of problems, including famine and economic collapse. 19. Solar shutdown. While scientists believe the sun likely won't die out for 5 billion years, giving only the Earth a billion years, there's always the potential for the sun to die out earlier than expected. The sun occasionally gets colder once in a while. If it were to lose so much energy to not provide enough heat, the Earth would get too cold to support life. 18. Supervolcano. We're sitting on a ticking time bomb. It's called the Earth's core. About 75,000 years ago, the Earth's core erupted with such intensity it created modern-day India. The event wiped out 95% of the species on the planet. Scientists believe we're due for another one within the next 80 years. Fortunately, if it happens, we'll know it's coming because the US Geological Survey monitors it. However, there's no question it'll greatly devastate most life on Earth. 17. Unstoppable pandemic. Whether it's SARS, H1N1, Ebola, the Zika virus, or some other disease, there's a high probability a pandemic will occur, and we'll be woefully unprepared to stop it. Already, certain diseases are antibiotic resistant. If a disease were to become totally immune to our drugs, and it spread like wildfire, it could destabilize the whole world, bringing down economies and limiting people to their homes and communities. On top of the being infected, riots, unrest, and wars would break out, killing even more people. 16. Overpopulation. Due to limited resources and overwhelming consumption by humanity, an award-winning scientist claims overpopulation will likely lead to our extinction. With advancements in technology that prolong life, a population boom of over 9 billion people will cripple our ability to feed everyone. Lack of resources will lead to economic collapse and worldwide starvation. 15. Particle accelerator mishap. Scientists continue to push the envelope of scientific discovery. In the case of the particle accelerator, it could lead to disastrous consequences. Several scientists and legal experts have sounded the alarm about upgrades to the particle accelerator that could potentially create tiny black holes, destroying the Earth as we know it. 14. Nanotechnology disaster. Nanotechnology is the ability to create computers at an atomic level. Already, they're developing this technology to cure cancer and treat disease. Some others have said it could be used to create essentially anything we wanted. However, many have said this technology could replicate and consume everything in its path, destroying the world in the process. While scientists believe this theory is technically possible, it likely would be easy to contain. 13. Asteroid Impact. The first real-life end-of-the-world scenario happened to the dinosaurs from an asteroid, and they had no way to stop it. If another one came our way, it likely would also destroy humanity and many other creatures on the planet. Unfortunately, while Hollywood loves to solve this crisis with astronauts and nuclear weapons, NASA doesn't really have a way to stop asteroids hurtling towards Earth. If one is heading towards us, you'll likely get a text message. Though, don't worry too much. The probability of it happening is small. 12. Divine intervention. Many world religions have teachings about how the world will end. In Christianity, the world will undergo horrible persecution and suffering. Jesus will return to take his followers away, while non-believers will be left behind. In Islam, the end of the world is called the Hour. Jesus will return to Damascus to fight the Antichrist, and it will lead to peace and prosperity. But once he dies a natural death, the world will enter destruction. In Hinduism, the god Vishnu will come back riding a white horse, carrying a sword like a comet, and destroys the forces of evil. In whatever way it might happen, there's always the chance the divine force will put an end to this world. 11. Solar storm. Solar flares happen all the time on the sun. However, if a massive solar storm were to erupt, it could potentially bring down power grids and navigation systems on Earth. The results could be cataclysmic, devastating economies on entire continents. 10. Mega bomb. The nuclear bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki were puny in comparison to the missiles and bombs nations have built today. Already, Russia is developing bombs with the capability to wipe out an entire nation. One can only imagine what the US or China have cooked up. It wouldn't take much for a few megabombs to be dropped, wiping out millions, crushing the world economy, and throwing humanity back to the Dark Ages. 9. Gamma ray burst. Gamma ray bursts are super fast and powerful streams of energy capable of destroying atomic particles and killing basically anything that gets in their way. Tiny bursts come from the sun all the time, but the Earth's ozone is capable of blocking them. However, if a star 1,000 light years away collapsed into a black hole, it would emit a massive wave of gamma energy. If headed our way, it could completely wipe out our galaxy and the Earth with it. Scarier still, if it happened, we'd have no idea it was coming until it was too late. Fortunately, the likelihood of it happening is pretty small. 8. Rebooted computer. The theory that our world is actually a computer simulation isn't as crazy as it sounds. Many physicists have theorized our world could actually be a simulation constructed by higher intelligence. If we are in a computer simulation, all it would really take is for the higher intelligence to reboot the computer, and we'd all be gone in an instant. 7. Worldwide famine. It doesn't take much to eradicate humanity. Just remove our food and water resources, and we'll get snuffed out pretty quickly. Whether by a nuclear attack, a crop-killing virus, or plague, or overpopulation, worldwide famine would likely be a major way humanity meets its end. Unfortunately, unlike some of our other possibilities, famine is at a greater risk of happening. 6. Genetically modified superhumans. With the dawn of genetic engineering, scientists will start editing all newborn human genomes to be smarter, faster, and stronger than we are today. With a new generation of highly intelligent and advanced humans, Homo sapiens will likely go the way of the Neanderthal, systematically killed off and gradually pushed out to make way for a new species. 5. Biotech disaster. Scientists love to tamper with the natural order. In many cases, they're constantly reshaping how we use biology and bacteria to cure disease and help mankind. However, much like Dr. Frankenstein, sometimes scientists only create a monster from their good intentions. All it would take is a biologically engineered virus to be released into the world with no known cure to stop it. 4. Cyber terrorism. As the world becomes more dependent on computers, cyber terrorism has become an increasing threat in both political and economic worlds. Much like a biological pandemic, if someone were to create a computer virus that could bring down the entire internet and cyber infrastructure, it could lead to economic collapse and political turmoil. As it's not as far-fetched as it sounds, many believe the world's cyber defenses are not fully equipped to handle certain attacks. 3. Climate change. Climate change has been on the hearts and minds of many scientists and world leaders recently, and for good reason. Of the many ways the world could end, climate change ranks among the highest. While some scientists are optimistic it can be slowed and potentially reversed, others think it's too late and there's very little we can do. Climate change could lead to severe weather, drought, famine, and war. If it isn't stopped, it'll only get worse until the world population goes extinct. 2. Worldwide depression. The Great Depression was the first worldwide economic phenomenon, affecting millions of people. The 2008 economic collapse was feared to become another depression, but fortunately didn't go that far. Many believe it's still likely we could plummet into a depression, affecting world economies and creating an even worse depression than before. With a worldwide depression, millions would lose their jobs, go hungry, and die. War would likely break out, leading to World War III. 1. Nuclear war. World War III would be a nuclear war. In the world, there are about 15,000 nuclear weapons. Most nations wouldn't have a chance to use theirs before Russia and the US unleashed their massive stockpiles of nukes. But it wouldn't matter. It would only take roughly 50 to 100 nuclear weapons to make life on Earth uninhabitable. If the blast didn't kill you, the depletion of the ozone combined with nuclear winter would wipe out most of the known food on the planet, leading to famine. Survivors of the nuclear war would end up dying of starvation. Enjoying our lists? Be sure to click that subscribe button in the bottom right so you don't miss out on new ones every Monday through Friday. Share them with your friends and help us consistently conciliate curiosity. And if you want even more lists, check out these 3 videos here or just head to our website at list25.com.